Well, for reference, so everybody knows what I did this weekend, and
Yes.
so people aren't left out. I went and stayed at the Conjuring House, the actual house that the movie The Conjuring is based off of. So it is in Rhode Island, and some crazy stuff supposed to went down there. Obviously, if you've seen the movie The Conjuring, you have an understanding. The house is supposed to be haunted. There's things that come out that people have been scratched. People have been like their body's been pushed back and stuff like that. So when I went there, there's actually a family that lives in the house. So they take you around, they give you a tour of everything, and they explain the true stuff that happened here. So we're in the living room, their little dining room area, that is actually where they did a seance, which was shown sort of in the movie, but the real seance happened in this area. And the mother of the kids supposedly got a ghost or spirit into her body and threw her into the room behind them. And Ed and Lorraine Warren got thrown out after that because they didn't do anything to help them. So, and the crazy thing is the people that lived there, they
So
were,
hold on, Gary. But I'm gonna let you finish that thought. I want to update the black community on what it is you're saying. So yes, he knew all this before he stayed in the house. I just want to make sure that they knew this.
that is
But go
correct.
ahead, you go ahead and finish. Yeah, he knew all this before he got there. He didn't know this like upon staying there. He knew this before he went. This is what attracted him to go stay in this house. Go ahead, finish.
That is correct. So they threw Ed and Lorraine Warren out, and the family actually lived there for 10 years. That all happened in 73, and then they lived there for another 7 years before they moved out. So, in my eyes, like you might have had one experience, but you still lived there. But also during that time period, they might not have had the money. They might have synced everything into it, or they had to stay there. So they were living with ghosts, basically. So for me, I'm a skeptic. So I want to believe. I'm open minded, but I'm an open minded skeptic. So I'm willing to go try and experience something because I want to see if it's real or not. I've been to multiple places that are haunted, that are supposed to be haunted, and I've never experienced anything yet. So that's what I'm trying to do. So I went and stayed the night there. And
Like,
go ahead.
hold on. Again, I want to update the black community. It's February. It's Black History Month. I got to make sure that they know what it is you're saying. Yes. So he went into an actively haunted house that has a lot of demons. Not like special ghosts. Not like ghosts like the movie where they making a beautiful sculpture with the. This is not that movie. The ghost.
No
This is not
Patrick
how this is.
Swayze.
Yeah, this is not a Patrick Swayze movie. So he knew before he went to this house that it was haunted, people died, and crazy stuff happened here, and he was okay with it. Not only was he okay with it, he purposely, on purpose, booked this. Like this was his adventure. This is his thrill seeking. This is his excitement. Go ahead, Gary.
Yeah.
I just want to make sure they know that.
So again, it's more because I'm a skeptic and I want to be a believer. Like I am that way when we go do the Bigfoot hunts. When we do that, I don't believe in Bigfoot. I'm a skeptic. But I'm willing, the people that say they swear they've seen it, I don't want to discredit them. I want to go experience it for myself. So I can say I experienced it, this is true, and then I have my understanding of it. I've not had that with anywhere I've been for ghost hunt stuff.
So this is why I'm fascinated by this, Gary. And I don't know about you, Tom. You kind of fall into the line of the WPS, so you probably see this as normal. So I have to ask these questions, Gary. So one, you knew that it was
Hold on,
haunted.
D, D, hold on. D. Why is this guy be WPS? Well, I mean, when you say WPS, everybody, you say that a lot on this podcast. Well, I understand what it technically stands for, but what does that mean to you? Because I saw a whole bunch of Twitter back and forth, something about unseasoned chicken and all this kind of nonsense. I mean, for our white listeners out there, real quick, for our white listeners, could you describe to them what
Okay.
WPS is exactly? Because that might seem like everyday activities. They might be confused right now. Can you just tell us about
Okay.
this
So
WPS?
okay, I'll tell you what it is. WPS stands for white people shit. Okay. And the reason why I say that is this. I'm not racist by no means. It's not a bad thing. It's not a good thing, but yet it's a thing. This is why I say that. There's more white people that show up on the Richter scale in terms of doing shit like this than any other race. So therefore it's coined white people shit, because you guys are the face of ghost hunting. Let's just say that. You're the face of ghost hunting. You're the face of and you probably came up with jumping out of a perfectly good plane and calling it what you call it, bungee jumping. That's you, face of that. So there's certain activities that I would like to give you the face of it, because there's more people that are white that do it than any other race. I'm not saying any other race don't do it. I'm just saying that a large majority of the people that make up the people that does this adventure is white people. So that's in turn coined white people shit. So that's what I want to make sure that we were. Does that explain why I say WPS so much? Because a lot of the stuff that we do, and I'm gonna say we, because I live vicariously through Gary. That's why we do some of the stuff that we do. There's a lot of stuff like, swinging on the world's largest swing in New Zealand that Gary does. He thought it was adventurous, it was fun, and he'll do it again. Like that's a bucket list item for somebody that's like on hospice, they're about to die, and they're like, yo, I want to go do something. But this is just something that Gary just does every day. So it's just, again, coin white people shit.
So just for reference, I did have a black guy with me. Barkevius Mingo was with me and did all of that with me in New Zealand.
Yes, but he wasn't a willing participant.
He did.
Was a
he
lot
willingly
of peer pressure.
did it.
I've seen the videos, bro. No. I've seen the videos. He didn't jump. He fell. You and I both know that. So there's a lot of things that you guys are the face of, and it's pretty much ridiculous, insane activities that are life altering, if you will, if there's a mistake that happens or there's an accident. So that's why I say white people shit. Is that cool?
I disagree. I think it's more of just people wanting to be adventurous, do different things, and you don't want to do that. I think that's all it is.
Yeah, you tell me where the adventure is in going to a haunted house where people have just killed 4, 5, 6, 8, 12 people. I don't know. That for a fact is haunted, and you're gonna go spend the night there because you want to experience it. You want to believe.
I think that's the thing is, like, if you're a skeptic, you're never gonna believe it. So like you're not worried about anything happening. Like, you've experienced it, so you see it in a different light because you've experienced something like it. So you're like, why would you want to? Because you know how it made you feel. I've never had anything like that. Like, I went to Mansell Reformatory in Ohio. My aunt went with me, my mom, my cousin, and some of the teammates in Cleveland. My aunt said she had her earring pushed out of her ear. I wasn't next to her because we broke up into groups of 3 and 4, and she said she had it pulled out. I believe her, but I didn't experience it, so I'm still a skeptic.
So that's what I don't understand. Why can't you just take the belief of other people, especially your close friends, people that wouldn't lie to you? If you know that we wouldn't lie to you, why are we not enough for you to believe?
It's just like what you have said this multiple times about Bigfoot. You're in a rock and a hard place. If you see Bigfoot, like if we saw Bigfoot out, are you going to tell somebody? Because you don't think they're going to believe you. And if you don't tell anybody, now you're holding the secret that you can't talk to anybody about. So you're in a rock and a hard place if you're going to believe somebody, or they're even going to tell you, because again, it's so rare that people actually see them or see ghosts that it's hard to believe. It's just like with other things. You want to experience it yourself so you can get a belief of it.
So it took a lot for me to tell y'all the story about me seeing my uncle walk across and
I believe you.
The half-cut guy. Because when you say things like that, there's a lot of people out there just like, oh no, he's lying, he's this, he's that. You open yourself up for the opinions of other people. Correct. But again, it fits great with what you were saying and why I don't want to go. I believe enough not to come with you.
Correct.
Like whenever Gary signs up for these ghost adventures, he can leave my name off of it. 100%. I'm not going. And what's crazy is because of how he got me on The Amazing Race, when he said we're going to stay at an Airbnb, I'm doing my research on that Airbnb to make sure that it's not haunted and that he's trying to rope me into. Yeah, this is how bad it is, bro. This is what our friendship has come to, because he's in the weird shit, and I got to make sure that he's not trying to sucker me into it accident. Like, oh man, I didn't know. Like, you knew, bro. You had that smirk on your damn face all day.
I'm just trying to get you to experience new things, try new things. No big deal.
I can experience it through your live videos on social media, bro. Just know that I'm there with you. I called him and I'm like, bro, I forgot that was this week. And he was like, yeah, I'm down here. I'm having a great time. And I'm like, oh, okay, well, you be safe.
He did say that. 100% he called me and said,
you be safe. And I was like, hey, man, I love you. Because if it don't work out, man, it's a strong probability, accidents and situations like that, not everybody come out. So I would just let them know, man, look, I love you, man. This is a mistake. You probably shouldn't go, but while you there, man, have fun.
But
He
does the fact
100%
that he
did that.
came out, does the fact that he came out unscathed, does that make you think, you know what, maybe I could go next time?
No, it thinks like he got lucky this time, but next time his chances of making it are going to be a lot slimmer than his chances of making it the last time.
See,
Yeah.
my thoughts on all of it is like, so I did not experience anything. I went live. I showed people the live. Took pictures, sent them, and people said they saw things in the pictures. I have not actually went back over everything yet. I do plan to in depth and in detail, just to see if I see anything that I missed, because I wasn't really paying attention to the live, because where I was sitting for some of the live was an area where they said that people have been poked, touched, hair pulled. So I was waiting to feel for that. I wasn't really paying attention to what was in front of me that I was showing on the live. So I think a lot of stuff. Go ahead, Time.
Well, I told you you needed to recite the lyrics for Crossroads to draw them out.
I don't know of anybody that could do that.
I still
you don't got to do that same speed. You don't got to do that same speed.
This is what I don't understand, and maybe somebody out there can help me. And this is what bothers me about your adventure, Gary. There's nothing about this that's fun. This is what I mean by nothing about this that's fun. Okay, you go, you don't see nothing, you're depressed. Like, well, not necessarily depressed. You're like, damn, nothing happened. I knew it. But if you did see something, then there's still going to be people that say you didn't see anything. So it's not like you're proving anything to anybody else. This is just this is literally a self thing. So you see something, you made, like, you're going to come up with all type of excuses on why you didn't see what you thought you saw. So it's just like, it's a double-edged sword. So you don't win either way. So why even book the adventure?
Well, it is sort of a self thing, because I do want to experience it myself. But also the fact that I'm going live and giving other people the opportunity. Some people might not get this chance to do that.
Okay,
so at least I am allowing other people to experience what I'm experiencing. Maybe they see it. And then that's the thing. If I validate it because other people see it and then I saw it at the same time, well, then now I have a little bit of validation that it actually happened versus my mind playing tricks with me. And that's what I think a lot of stuff is. I think a lot of it is when you're a true believer, your mind plays tricks on you. So at the corner of your eye, you might see something. By the time you look over there, it's gone. But your mind's telling you, oh, it was a ghost. It was something because you believe that there's something there. I think a lot of it could be because your mind's playing tricks on you. And I'm a skeptic, so my mind's not telling me there's something there. I actually have to see it for me to believe it.
Yeah, like, my mind's telling me no.
Yeah, great song.
But my camera is telling me yes.
That's actually a really good one.
But here's the thing, though, Gary. Here's the thing. So you go to this adventure. You're at the Conjuring House. You're walking through. You're taking all these pictures and videos and stuff like that. So say that you take a picture or a video, and there's a silhouette of a man or the old crumbled man or the old crippled man or whatever the case may be, right? You can see it in the picture, but you didn't see it when you was there. Does that now in turn, is that enough evidence to make you a believer? Or is that just the picture that could have been the lighting, it could have been like the temperature? You see what I'm saying here?
Yeah.
Like what would be enough for Gary to believe in ghosts?
So what I did when I was in the basement, I set up a little foam bowling pin in the middle of the basement. I had a red light shined on it.
Yeah.
So I even said this on the live. I said I invited any spirits, ghosts to knock over the thing to show you here, presence, have fun, play with me, do something like that.
So crazy to me,
so
bro.
if
That is
something
you did like a mini seance is what you did.
Now
but
if
it's cool.
Something would have knocked over that pen, I don't know how I would have reacted. I probably would have broke the chair I was in because I would have probably have fell back in it. And I don't know how I would have reacted, but I think that would have made me a little bit a believer because there was nothing else in the basement but me. And there's no wind, there's no draft, so nothing's going to knock over that pen, but nothing knocked it over. So and then like what you said with pictures, it could be dust with orbs and stuff like that. There could be the lighting aspect. So I try to avoid that. Like some places I took pictures where I hid behind the door. So only thing that was seen in the room was my arm with the camera. So I'm trying to make it where it look as authentic as possible because I don't want any of those, oh, your shadow could have made it. I was trying to avoid all of that. But I did not experience anything. I slept no problem in the house. Didn't have any issues, but I'm actually putting together a list right now of a bunch of different places all over the U.S. and I'm going to start going to some of these places. So feel free to come, Thyme. You know,
yeah, I was going to say I'm not. I'm out.
We'll figure something.
I'm a hard no. I'm a hard no. I mean, I'll stay at the local hotel and wait till y'all leave the house and
just let me pick the hotel you stay at.
You are now listening to the Cinnamon and Sugar Podcast featuring DeAngelo Williams and Gary Barnidge. You push play and they'll push the limits.